Shalom, welcome to Torah of the Rebbe 6 by 6, 6 minutes and 6 days of the week, and you get a full idea from the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And today we're going to talk a little bit about Shavous. Shavous is the holiday when the Jewish people received the Torah at Mount Sinai with Moses, but that's a little bit too simplistic of a story. We're going to see all the details of it right now, and I'm quoting and we're learning from this book of the Sefer of Elucidating of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And I'll just quote what the Gemara says, is that when Moshe Rabbeinu went up on high, so to receive the Torah, because he went up to Mount Sinai, not just going up a physical mountain, but he went up to spiritual levels to talk to the Almighty and to commune with Hashem. The angels, actually, there's angels all around. Of course, we don't see them, but spiritually and in reality, they are here. So if you go up to spiritual levels, you'll see angels. And they said before Hashem, Rabbonu Shalom, Master of the world, what is this person, literally, Yalud Isha, born of a woman, here with the word spiritual beings, and you're bringing this physical person, meaning Moshe, up here? What is he doing up here? Shem says, the Almighty says to him, well, he's come to receive the Torah. That's what he came up to, a spiritual level. The Torah is not just, like we say, a book of Jewish Aesop's fables, but it's actually very spiritual levels. Of course, the way we learn it is very physical, don't kill, don't steal, but really on a very spiritual level, there's the highest levels of spirituality inside the Torah. So you had to go up to a little bit into heaven to receive the Torah. They said, the Torah, and we just said, Chamuda Gaznuza, it's a very dear prize that the Torah is. Not just another book. You go to a library, I don't know how many, there's 10,000, 100,000 books that you could read, and some of it's very fine literature, but the Torah is not just fine literature. It's very holy. It's God's works. So this is the deepest level, and the most beautiful, deepest, beautiful things that you could learn. And what are you giving it to a Basar V'Dam, which means flesh and blood? We're angels. We're spiritual. We're holy. And therefore, we should get the Torah and not these human beings. And so the Almighty says to Moshe, well, they got a good argument. Now, what are you going to answer them back, Moshe? And he says to him, well, let's see. What is written in the Torah? Well, the first commandment to the Ten Commandments is, Anochi Avai, I am Hashem, your God, that took you out of Egypt. Did you angels go to Egypt and you were in servitude there? No, it was only us, the Jews. So it pertains to us. And therefore, look at the second commandment. It says, don't have any other gods before you. Do you have any other, other gods in the heavens? If you're in heaven, you understand and you realize and you see with your own eyes that there's only one God. But down here, there's all kinds of idol worshiping going on, and people are getting the wrong thing. People are tempted to going into other religions and other things. So therefore, that we need that mitzvah. It only pertains to us. And so too, he's saying that he answered all of them. And he answered them all up. The rest, and we'll get to it, the rest of the Ten Commandments, we only dealt with two. And he says, you don't have any jealousy. You have father and mother. It says, honor your parents. Well, what kind of parents do angels have? Only human beings have parents. So the same idea. You have jealousy, you have a Yetzer Hara, you have evil inclination to commit adultery, and so on. He says, well, that was a good answer, Moshe. You win, and the Torah is going to be given to you, Moshe, and to all the Jewish people. All right, so that is the big quote over here. But we have some questions on it. The Rebbe always very profound. It's a beautiful idea. It's own right to understand that that's the idea of giving you the Torah. But in essence, that there's actually very deep ideas, and the Rebbe always delves into everything very deeply. And he goes into an idea, and I have to explain this, the idea of the bar mitzvah, meaning that someone's selling a property, and some guy comes from Yehupitzville saying, "Oh, I see it's for sale. I'll buy your field." And the next door neighbor says, "Well, I would like to buy it too, but because then it'll be easier." Again, you understand, if you're plowing, then you don't have to go 3 blocks down, a half a mile down to the next field. Once you're 2 fields together, then obviously it's a lot easier to plow. So that's called meitzar, a person of a border, literally, and therefore they have precedent. And this is the idea with it's a Gemara idea. It's only right, it's only fair that that next door neighbor should buy their property instead of some guy from some other city. And that is an important idea, which we will get into in the next session of how that's important to us in the giving of the Torah.